Sorry. That was my one shot of it pressing. I'm fresh out of ideas. It's going to be a really horrible show. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Good night.
As promised, Josh Homme from Queens, the Stone Age. What's the story? The rest of the crew, they up and left you here in London? You're never going to meet up with them again, are you? This is it. This is your chance to get out.
No, I said I'll meet you at the tube station. And now I'm here instead.
Famous last words. Nothing but love coming your way from the MTV2Europe.com, our family's message board, so we're going to pretty much dedicate the whole show to them. But I will start off by saying that a lot of people are very happy to see you guys back here in the UK doing Scotland and stuff like that, headlining your own shows. And you yourself said to me the other day...
the message board could be the opposite, so that's good.
What, your message board?
Yours.
Ours.
Mine.
Yours. I read your message board.
Oh, really?
What is it with message boards who actually belong to bands that are actually really nasty to the bands? It seems that the people who jump on message boards and diss the bands are the ones that log on to the band's message board.
Well, I'm told ours are pretty good, but those people lie to me.
That's what I hear.
don't know.
I hear that it's a wise move to lie to you just to keep you sweet, you know, because that temper, that ego. Just
It's huge.
Crazy.
I brought it in here in a case. It's in the other room.
How was the festivals for you, man? It must have been a little weird to actually go back into a random bill again and play for 45 minutes.
No, you know, I get to see someone else play for a second. But you know what? You get sick of that too. Eventually, you know, it doesn't matter when you've been on tour for 14 months.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
You do get to see some of your buddies. I'm sure you've seen them a lot because, you know, you are pretty much at every single festival or every single gig, whereas they don't do it anywhere near as hard as you guys. Is there sort of one band that you enjoy seeing more often than others that you really enjoy catching up with when your paths cross?
Well, I mean, I always like to see Foo Fighters and stuff like that just because it's friends, and Deftones, they're fun to drink with. And
I hear Chino gets a little testy after a few wines.
no testicular.
Right, that's okay.
It's totally different. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. I guess I kind of like it when it moves around all the time and it's something different.
Yeah. Let's get straight on the message board. This one's from Waymart, our beloved Waymart. Favorite cheese? An important question.
That question is no Gouda.
Are you a Gouda man?
Oh, no. You know, I think with cheese, I'm willing to go either way. Have it, don't have it, or just sort of mix it up. I like to be surprised.
There isn't a particular cheese that you're happy to see on the board?
No, I'm glad you asked me that, though. But
makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Makes me think, what the hell am I doing here?
Kim Deal's Lover, which we've actually ascertained is not in fact Kim Deal's Lover, but perhaps would like to be. Last Songs for the Deaf has turned you into full-on headliners. Rated R should have done the trick, so why is it taking you longer to get to this point? What are people missing, man?
It's better to come on slow, I think. You know, some bands, their debut record blows up and then they're in this weird pressure chamber that they don't know too much about, and it ruins the music and it ruins kind of who they are. And we've been able to cultivate our
That's something you're proud of, I've noticed over the years.
Yeah, plant a seed, watch it grow. No, it's better that it would take longer, because I also think you don't lose the people that were into your music at first. They don't, you know, they don't say, this was my band and now
they're gone, they belong to everybody else and those fools.
Yeah.
You know, Nick, is it true that Nick left Caius because fame was actually something that freaked him out? The prospect of fame freaked him out when he was younger?
No. You know, at this point now we can just tell the truth, and we threw Nick out. He was totally nuts. Nick's never quit a band in his life, but he's been thrown out of all of them.
So you're telling me he was crazier back then than he is now?
Yeah, much, you know. It was more of a violent streak then. But I mean, we had it too, but I think with him it just didn't even bubble over, it just sort of exploded over the top. And
I can tell whenever I see Nick, you know, in a social situation, he's walking the fine line between shaking my hand and smacking me in the head. You know, I was just like, hey Nick, how's it going? Take a couple of steps back.
Why does he go like this?
He does. He's like, hey, what's going on? So yeah, Mondo Generator played last night in the UK, and I know that you didn't go because, and I think, should I paraphrase you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm sick of the sight of that crazy I think were the words that you used.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, I said I miss him and I hope he does well, but
I'm sick of the sight of that crazy
paraphrase. Good job.
Is it got too much for you guys after 4 or 5 years? Do you need a break from each other?
No. It just yes. No. I mean, we spend time together at home too. I mean, it's almost like touring and being at home. It doesn't matter.
But there's difference when you're at home because you're not forced to. You're not stuck in a bus, and you know you can actually choose when you want to meet up and write songs.
Oh no, at home we're forced.
You sit in the front. You guys have a bus.
No, You know, that's why I play in a band with my friends.
Yeah.
So I can learn to hate them over long periods of time.
Waymart wants to know, Dave Grohl, is he as nice as he seems?
Who?
Dave.
No, who's asking?
Waymart.
Waymart?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I spoke to Dave last night.
You big show off.
He's in a gay bar working hard, stripping, making the extra Nirvana money. No, David.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
It's funny because it's true.
No, Dave's great, and he's very funny. He's like a big ham, like honey baked ham.
He is, isn't he? I think he's a film star waiting to happen, although he'll never do it. But he just does in all his videos.
I don't know. He may. I mean, he's just he's easy to get along with, and he's a very easygoing guy. And when you've known someone for a while, like you and I have known each other for a while now, so it's just easy to hang out, and it's the same with Dave.
Yeah, he's a good man. I appreciate that as well. That put me in a good light with the audience out there. Thanks for that. Skewered Moomin, all right?
You had to ruin it.
Look, the honesty's better.
The truth hurts, so why tell it?
Exactly.
Damn it, what's with your government? It's mine too.
How did Nick react after you left him behind at the gas station, or was that fabrication?
No, it's true.
It was an almost famous moment.
No, we stopped at some, gas mart, and it was in Italy. Or no, it was just on the other side into Slovenia.
Right, of all the places to get stranded.
And Nick got out after our tour manager, Curly, had checked to see that he was in his bunk. And then as Curly's walking up to say to the bus driver, go ahead, Nick had got out. And so we drove off and left him. And then Nick, he actually gets a ride from a girl at the gas station. And I'm thinking, who the is going to pick up Nick?
So you guys are long gone. This is the case of stopping half a mile down the road.
Yeah, well, we were about 2 hours away. I mean, is that really that far? Not when
Because I suppose you think he's in his bunk, right? So you think,
Oh, I didn't even care. No, we realized, we're like, hey, Nick, and he had hitched a ride, but 2 hours in the wrong direction, and that's what made it. That's what made it really strange, because now the gap was 4 hours wide. Oh. That's the erection part of the show.
That was the erection.
Anyways, and so our tour manager Curly had to basically hijack this Jeep and drive it to the smoking, which is not cool, kids.
Yeah.
And go pick up Nick and bring him to Slovenia.
How was he?
He was like this. Hi. Because he wasn't. He was relieved.
Yeah.
I mean, because he kind of knew that he had got out and done it to himself a bit. You don't get out of a bus on a tour and then don't say anything.
Plus, you're so institutionalized, I reckon, after being on the road with you guys for 4 years. You're sitting in this bus, you're everything to each other, and then all of a sudden you're alone, lost in Slovenia.
And you're like, hello, Mom. Mom, the tour bus left me. I can't even. I don't want to hear you.
We have so much to cover, and we have so little time.
I see dead people.
I see rock stars. Let's move on. Collaborations. Eagles Death Metal, that's coming up. You're excited about that, yes?
Yeah,
Let's move on.
That's really good.
Okay. The Mark Lanigan album, Bubblegum. Did you produce that?
No.
You didn't? I thought you were going to produce that.
No, some freak at Rolling Stone wrote that, and now I kind of look like a jaggle because I never said I did.
You played on it?
Yeah, I'm all over it.
Speaking of all over, you're all over the Rolling Stone as well.
Why?
That came as a bit of a surprise to me. I saw you. They did the Vanity Fair wrote the cover thing, and there you are.
Yeah.
On the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Yeah, well,
Did you have to think about that one?
No, man. I mean,
why not?
Because I play music and I don't really care about the other side of it. You do some stuff and we say no to some stuff, and I mean, we've spent so much time in Kai's obsessing about what will they think, what the people. Just like I play music and I enjoy it. I'm not trying to, overtly go out of my way to sell records. I'm trying to make as artistic, good music as I can. If you don't understand that, I don't really care.
Yeah. It was a good look, man. I think the photo was nice. It was a nice photo. All right. What about John Garcia? Would you like to move that on swiftly?
Like the segues. It's a good look. It's like, thanks. What John Garcia? What don't play anymore for me?
I'm not playing one of your songs. Don't be so arrogant. Don't be so arrogant.
I didn't say that. Don't be so arrogant as to think that I would think that I'm arrogant.
Will you and John be, I mean, do you still see John?
Yeah, he did. He just had a kid and stuff, too.
And are you, I mean,
I didn't know men could get pregnant, but that was very weird for me.
Are you guys, have you ever talked about getting back together and making some music, or do you do it on the, you know?
Not in a Caius way, you know, because that's over, you know. Yeah. And a good friend said never do a reunion, never do a sequel, and he was right.
Yeah. All right. Not started keeping a secret. Should we let him go? Here you go. Sign the back. Sign the front of this for our friend, or our friend's friend, who lent us, his brother lent us this guitar. He's kind enough to do so. Let's sign it with that.
What's his name?
What's his name?
What's his name?
What's his name? Adam?
His name's Steve?
Adam.
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 Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our very special guest, Josh Homme, for coming in and hanging out, answering some questions, having a bit of a laugh. And yeah, so what's next? You're doing the V thing and Slane thing, and then you're doing the Lollapalooza thing, and then you're doing the sit on your ass thing for a minute.
Yeah, I appreciate you condensing my life like that into meaningless drivel.
Speaking of meaningless drivel, I'll start keeping a secret.
I'm not Leon.